Well, every Wednesday we get a visit from our buddies over at the Blank Park Zoo. Ann is here with us this morning, and you heard the name of the little ferret here. That is Rachel, but this is unusual because this is a nice Rachel.
Yeah.
That nice?
Just a cutie.
Cute and cuddly.
Now, what type of animal is Rachel?
And
So
we'd
this
like
is
to
a
cozy up
European ferret, or a domesticated polecat is another name for them. And so these are common pets that you can find. But we actually have ferrets that we use to teach about black-footed ferrets in the United States. And the black-footed ferret is the rarest mammal in the United States.
I had no idea.
They were almost extinct.
They were thought to be extinct,
Right.
actually. So back in the 50s and 60s, they were thought to be extinct, and a small population was discovered in the early 1980s and was taken into captivity at that point and started doing captive breeding programs. And so zoos, local wildlife agencies, and states started working together. Now they think there's about 300 left in the wild, but they're still endangered.
Where did they find them at? Do you remember?
Wyoming.
In Wyoming.
Okay.
Yep, in Wyoming. So they're found in the Great Plains. They depend heavily on prairie dog populations. And so 90% of their diet is prairie dogs. These little cute guys are voracious hunters.
And prairie dog is quite a bit bigger than what these guys are.
Yeah, they're a little bit chubbier. Yeah, these guys are long, but prairie dogs, of course, build extensive burrows.
Right.
And these guys hunt into those burrows and then use those burrows that are abandoned for their own shelter and to raise their own young.
Geez, they're just horrible people.
They eat the people and then take their house.
Take their house. Yeah, that's right. So, but they're also one of the signs of the health of the prairie system. So if they're, if ferret populations are healthy, then you have a healthy ecosystem in the prairie, and so they're very important to that ecosystem.
They have such tiny little teeth. I can't imagine killing anything with those little teeth.
And the black-footed ferrets look very similar, except they're tan bodies and then much darker feet, and then they have a mask, so they're called the masked bandits of the prairie. So
now, what are ferrets related to in general? Are they, because they have very cat-like teeth,
right? And they're related to mustelids, which are the animals that have scent glands. And
so beavers, weasels,
skunks.
Weasels, yep, yep, those kind of animals, and they. As domesticated animals, they do have a scent, but not as bad as the wild ones.
Yeah, Ryan brought in another similar one, and I could really, I don't have a good sense of smell, but I could smell that one, and this one I really can't.
Now, is this animal descented, as they say, the scent gland removed on this one?
No.
Okay.
Trying to get your zipper. So did they feel like they need to dig all the time like that, or?
They like to hide. So at home, when you have them as a pet, they can be somewhat destructive. So I've heard of stories that they climb underneath couches and dig into the underside of couches. They can go under mattresses, under beds. They can be litter trained, though. So people that have them as pets, you can litter train them. I don't recommend giving them free reign of the whole house, but unless you're supervising them. And they're also nocturnal animals, so they're awake, quite a bit at night. So you have to keep that in mind. Yep. So just keep that in mind. And they like to get into everything. Their long, slender body, you see the width of their head. They can stretch their bodies out to fit into any space.
If their head makes it, their body makes it.
Their body makes it.
Oh, okay.
So that's why they can get into tight little spaces. And
now, when Rachel first got on the counter here, Rachel first went over to this.
I think she was going underneath there.
See, there's a little area here by the surface. You want to go under there? Go ahead and go under.
Now she wants to type.
Okay.
She wants to type on social media.
And the name came. You guys, or somebody named them from the Friends cast. Is that
we just had to have a little bit of little bit of humor when we named our animals. So. 3 of our ferrets, we actually have 5 in our education collection right now. 3 of them came from the Animal Rescue League and came together. They were not together at the Animal Rescue League, but they got along, and so we thought, oh, well, they just became friends instantly, and so we have 3 females named Rachel, Phoebe, Monica, just because you have to have a little bit of fun.
And you said they were all napping together on their little hammock?
Yeah, this morning when I woke them up, they were all cuddled up together, so they're pretty fun to play when they play together. Actually, what's really fun is in the summertime when they go into our critter corner for exercise, and when all 3 of them are out there, they're hilarious. We have little tubes that they can crawl under, and they kind of run and jump and tackle each other, and it's pretty entertaining to watch them.
So speaking of fun, talk about the other exciting things that are coming up at the Blank Park Zoo.
So we have our second Nature Club meeting is this Saturday. You have to register to come. I believe this Saturday is actually pretty close to being full.
Okay.
But we meet monthly, Nature Club, and it's get families and kids outside all year round. The next one is a night hike in December, partnering with Polk County Conservation, and it'll be at Jester Park. And then save the date for the first 2 Saturdays of December because Santa's coming to the zoo.
Oh. With reindeer, I heard.
With reindeer, yep. Santa's coming, and our animals are going to put out their wish list for Santa, and all the families and kids can come on out and give their wish list as well.
Okay, that's good. Now, we're going to tease something here in a couple of weeks. Of course, Thanksgiving's coming up, and you guys take care of the animals for Thanksgiving as well at the Blank Park Zoo.
Oh, that's right. You know, everybody's planning their Thanksgiving feast, but our animals get feasts too. So.
All right, so we'll get a little sample of what they're going to be eating too. Wonderful.
Right.
Well, good. See you, Rachel. You be good, okay? That is such a neat little creature.
Like, I want to go back to bed.
Yeah, you want to play around.